this is very weird. The whole setup is very weird, but we're going for it and we're going to make this work. Feel like a shoutcaster, but welcome back to my channel. There is nowhere to attach my microphone, so we're just going with it as such. This might not work and I'll realise halfway through. It's been quite a long time and loads has changed. As you can tell from the background of the whole setup, I'm still adapting, but basically I've moved house since the last video, I've moved jobs since the last video, and I've spent far too much money on shit. It feels weird, I'm not gonna lie, and it's probably gonna make me feel quite awkward doing this video, but I'm just like out of the habit. So yeah, basically what the video is today. Wait, can I like lean back? Full podcast vibe. Oh my god, one thing I haven't done. Here we go. This feels super casual though, I like this. See, I am just like so basically this video is going to be a latest pickups video. I mean, latest in the sense that some of them are 6 months old, some of them are a few days or weeks old. Can't see the state of my floor. Split it into 3 sections. 5 sections actually, Jesus Christ. We've got like t-shirts and hoodies, trousers, which is just like 1 or 2 things, outwear, shoes, obviously you can see those already, but we'll go through it, and hats and accessories. Today I'm wearing the Earl Swirl Spiral hoodie. I'm really glad that I managed to get my hands on one of these. 6 months ago-ish, when I first picked this up, it was in the peak interest period of Earl, when Kanye started wearing it. But this one, somewhat different for me, somewhat colourful, and it's not a colour that I wear very often. I really like it. I'm going to try and incorporate it a bit more. The bottoms are by Olive Clothing. These are the like relaxed, straight leg work pants. Right, we're going to go through accessories first, because I have indulged in accessories quite a lot. And I am loving hats at the minute. So we're going to do this first, just because it's very not something that I'd buy, but it's very something I'd buy now, I guess. It's essentially just a digi-camo bandana. It's in like purple and orange. Or is it? Holy shit. So this is basically from 194 Local. It's a vintage, very nicely curated vintage sort of like Gorp shop. I don't know whether that's like slander. I don't know whether they want to be called that. It's essentially one of their own products that they've developed themselves, as far as I understand, and they drop them every now and again in different colours. This one I absolutely love. Look how cool that is. It's like a party trick in your pocket. Next up is a Story MFG, what's it called, hat. This is the most money I've ever spent on a hat, and I absolutely do not regret. I mean, yeah, I did actually. I regretted it like instantly, but then when it came, I was like, you know what? I don't see that much value in it, but I see why it's more expensive than other things of a similar caliber. It is such good knit. It's hard to like show it to you without having it in hand. It's a lovely like knit that they've actually used. And obviously Story MFG's mantras, obviously trying to succeed in developing a more sustainable brand. They acknowledge they're not 100% sustainable, but they're not like shying away from that. They're being honest, which a lot of people obviously aren't. And that's with natural dyes. It's made ethically. And I mean, I'm happy to put my money to something like that. So this is obviously a product of Donda era fashion. This is a open face balaclava. I could not get away with wearing a closed face one, and to be honest right now, I don't think I can get away with this. I got an older lady on Depop to make this for me. Originally it was like a dusty pink, which was really nice, but they're obviously more targeted towards women in this style. And I was like, do as a black one, love. And she did me a solid. If I'm nipping out at the minute, I'm just going to the shops and stuff, so it's just like I don't want to put a bally on and walk into Co-op. Next up is a Gleb Costin Indigo hat. This is going to be hard with one hand. It's probably going to look horrific. So this is obviously very reminiscent of... I'm very conscious of how this looks without being able to check. This is obviously very reminiscent of the Comme des Garçons, like Mickey Mouse big ears thing, in the sense that it's like that. But the way I think of it is, I'm quite jealous of those kids that walk around with bear hats on and things like that, with bear ears. They're just having so much fun, and I want that. So it's basically by an artist called Indigo. She makes these prints of these characters, and they wear this hat, but obviously it's a fictional hat, and Gleb Costin collaborated with her to bring it to life, and I love that. Next up, we'll just do these, because they're right next to me, and I don't want to move. As I said, with my style seemingly changing, I don't think I've ever left where I always have been with fashion. I still like doing this streetwear-y, I guess you'd call it. Streetwear used to be like a subcategory, and now it's like a big category, and it's got categories within it. I'm very heavily leaning towards this new Gorp era, but in the sense of functional clothing. I never wear, or have never worn anything functional, and now I'm really enjoying buying things for function and fit for purpose. So saying that, I'm not a boot guy. I've never bought boots, and I never thought I will buy boots, and I never thought I'd buy some Yeezys in 2021, 2022. So this was a surprising thing that I wanted. So these are basically the Yeezy desert boots. Incredibly weird sizing. They fit a size to a size and a half too big, I believe. So thankfully, these are like a 6 or a 6.5, and they fit me. Incredibly uncomfortable in the heel when I first wore them. Like, I'd walk quite long distances because it's a boot. That's why I bought it. Like, sort of like a walking boot. And it dug into my heels, and they were horrendous. Now, they're fine. But I don't know whether it's because I've toughened up or these have loosened off. So, obviously, Rick Owens, I think these are the Dark Shadows. Yep. So it's the Rick Owens Dark Shadow Ramones. I didn't want the mainline ones. I specifically wanted these canvas ones. I can't wear Converse. I feel like they're too narrow, and I find them so uncomfortable. And it's not to say that these are like a very sensible alternative. They certainly weren't a sensible purchase. But a very good shoe, and you can wear it with everything. Like a Converse, you imagine it's so neutral. You wear it with everything. Ramones, you can wear them with everything. I thought I had more trousers. I feel like I buy trousers all the time, but I don't think I buy them as often as I do. So, obviously with these, olive clothing, workwear pants, absolutely banging. And then the second thing, which is very out of character for me, are some Cole Buxton vintage, like washed split pants, which is very Jerry Boy era, Fear of God cut with the flare, which I pretty much outwardly mocked for a long time. Really appreciate Cole Buxton's silhouettes and the silhouette that they're creating, and this is part of almost the uniform that they've created, and they're great. And they also work well with other pieces. I'm talking Cole Buxton in general. Everything that they make seems to work with every other style, and you can mix high street, high end, all of that with just these t-shirts and trousers. So I like that, and I like that I can just wear them all together and it doesn't look corny. Next we'll do jackets. This is going to be ASMR in the most annoying way. I'm going to have to take it off, I realise, because every time I move it's going to make a sound. This is the Arcteryx Beta LT jacket in the Tatsu colorway. I'm not going to act like I know everything about these jackets, and I'm not going to act like I climb Snowdon every day. But wearing a coat, a big warm coat for me, I get way too hot, way too fast, and I hate thick coats. They're just not nice. Arcteryx, I can wear this, and then an Arcteryx on top. I'm absolutely fine. I don't get hot, but I'm also protected from the rain, and it's so light. I can take it off, put it in my bag. When I'm on the tube and the temperature changes instantly, I'm not like dripping in sweat and then have to commit to this jacket. I just got sick of wearing hoodies, being warm in hoodies, and then still getting wet and then having to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. And that Tatsu colorway is probably the nicest shades of green I've ever seen on an item of clothing. So I love that. Ugh. And also, they're so expensive, but that one isn't the most expensive. I think that one actually warrants its price a little bit more. And now we'll look at my favourite fleece. This is the Ronning camouflage fleece. I absolutely love this. It is probably one of the best fleeces I've ever owned. A lot of people were complaining at the retail on this and saying that it's not as consumer friendly as maybe H&M is. I think it's warranted. I didn't think it was at first. I wasn't in the camp of it being so overpriced. I just thought, is it going to be worth it? And yeah, I'd say it is. They're doing some stuff outside, cleaning windows with the most loud machinery. Thank you. Goodbye for now. We're going to power through, and by the grace of God, I'll be able to remove the background noise. Maybe I'll just talk non-stop, and you won't be able to hear it. I can't remember where I was with the Ronin jacket, but basically, all round, great. Keeps you warm. It's exactly what it's meant to do. Next up, we got a Story MFG Forager jacket. If you like this, it's unlikely that you'll be able to get one like this. Basically, me and Hannah went to the Story MFG sample sale, and we paid £5 to get in, and we almost just didn't want to leave without buying anything. You've gone all that way, you've been in the queue, I guess you paid to get in, that is part of it, and you're looking at all these bins, and there's a lot of like written off stuff. But within there was a few gems. The difference when I bought it was under the sleeves it was brown, the cuffs were brown, and throughout it was like a quite bright navy with brown splashes on it. I'll show you a picture of it before, and obviously now you see it afterwards. I basically just left it in a bath of bleach. But yeah, best thing I've bought for such a long time, and it wouldn't have been had I have not dyed it and made it more of my own thing. I mean, I'm sure using very highly corrosive bleach on their products doesn't align with Story MFG's green statement that they have. But it is what it is. Next up, this is a bit of a weird one, but do you know what I need to buy with the money I'm spending on clothes? I need to buy some good coat hangers. But here we go. This t-shirt's hard. So it's an undercover tee. Mars 89 is a record label, so you got like this undercover records on the back. I mean, it's not amazing, but I like it. It was on Dover Street Market's sale. It was literally like 60 or 70% off. It's shockingly bad quality for what the retail was. Even for the sale price, it's bad. I just love that print. I just think it's so I just think it's funny. Like, not even because there's dicks on it. Again, sacrilege on the coat hangers, Jesus Christ. We've got some Cole Buxton. This is their vintage black wash tee, but it's the Hector Trend collaboration they did. I specifically went to the store the day of release. I didn't realise it came out at a certain time, and I was just sort of like lingering outside the shop, looking in there, like. And Johnny thankfully let me in, and he was like, "What you here for?" And I'm like, "Oh, the Hector Trend tees." And he's like, "Oh, they're not even in the shop. Like, they're online. They're in the warehouse thing. We've got one in large. Which one do you want?" And I was like, "That one." And he was like, "Well, that was one that I wanted." This is one of my favourite t-shirts at the minute. This is Fortress Solitude. As far as I'm aware, it is a illustrator from Japan, and it's their brand. So on the front, I'm thinking this is like Hereditary's Treehouse. This is like Akira. And then the back, that's like MC Escher. And the best thing about it, you can reverse it. So yeah, it's reversible. So it's 2 t-shirts for the price of 1. Next up, some more Cole Buxton. I feel like it's like no surprise anymore. This is the international crew neck. These fit fantastically well. Really cool, like drop shoulder, and just the silhouette's really good. So as I was saying before, their world that they're creating, their silhouettes that they're making are so good. And this is like a staple. I wear this very often. This is very reminiscent of Cole Buxton again, but this is by a brand called Florence Black. By Florence Black. They do a similar kind of thing. I think they're going into the more like luxe, tailoring sort of stuff now, but they're basic like silhouettes and like joggers, hoodies, crew necks, things like that. Super wide, super cropped, super drop shoulders, but these are like staple. This is such a good hoodie. And last but not least is Instagram's favourite bag. And weirdly, when I'm on Instagram, loads of guys compliment this bag, and when I'm in public, loads of women compliment this bag. It's very strange. This is a brand that does not see gender, and it transcends fashion in that case. It's a great bag. I'm pretty sure there's a whole story around it with Bottega this is Bottega inspired, obviously, and then Bottega made one after Zara did one. So it's all like, I think that's everything. I'm sort of just like rambled through the end because of the outside, and now he's stopped. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I don't really know what you would have got from this, but I am so glad to be in front of the camera and talking, rambling once more. I hope that I can get some videos done in the future, try and get some topics to cover in this more sort of casual podcast style. I can sit here with my Uggs on and chat absolute breeze. So, yeah, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you made it this far, wow. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!